Good afternoon, Port Jervis, and welcome to the Port Center Spotlight Podcast. My name is Andrew Murata, host of the podcast, and we got a big group here. We got a big team, very unique show here. Thank you to Mr. Hyziak and Ms. Stankunas for inviting me. But this is the group that went to Yellowstone National Park. No, that means everybody clap. We have a variety of seniors and kids throughout the high school here, again, as well as Ms. Stankunas, Mr. Hyziak. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. We're not going to talk to everyone at the same time. So, boys, why don't you skedaddle? We're going to try to have a conversation with the adults with a bunch of teenagers in the room, and they promised they've been they're going to behave. Sam, come straighten this sign behind us here, so we got good. My studio is in order. All right, yeah, that's
See the signs crooked?
See the signs crooked?
Signs crooked?
Yeah, don't worry, Sam. We're only live on air.
That's fine. I apologize.
There we go. We might have picked the wrong guy to straighten this. Thank you, Sam. All right. Hi, Ms. Stankunas.
Hi, how are you?
All right, Mr. Hyziak.
How are you?
Good. So these two teachers here at Port Jervis High School led this group of young men to Yellowstone National Park this April, just a few
Over
weeks
spring
ago.
break, yeah.
Wow.
About a month ago. Yep.
And you made it back. Everyone made it back?
Yeah, we left in that snowstorm, that April snowstorm.
Yeah, it was a little
dicey.
dicey getting out of here, but we made it.
And you had good weather out there, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of everything. We had sunny days. We had snow the last day. We were in everything from like jackets to short sleeves.
Wow.
So it was a good mix.
Wow. Awesome. Well, I know both of you have taken many trips here. Mr. Hyziak and I, Florida a few times. Ms. Stankunas, you've been all over the country. Whose idea with this? Where did this come from to take this trip?
So in 2017, I got selected to go to EPI's Yellowstone Fellowship. So they sent me out there for 8 days, and I had such a magical experience. I've always wanted to bring kids there. When I first ran the idea about going years and years ago with a group of kids, I was told to go to the Adirondacks instead. So there our Adirondack trip was born. But finally, after years and years of asking, we got to bring a group out there, and here it was, and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah. And it's already scheduled for next year, too.
Pending board approval.
It's on.
Yeah.
It's
But
planned.
hopefully we're bringing another group there. And it's a really unique opportunity because the kids not only get that experience of a lifetime, but there's opportunity to get 3 college credits while we're there.
I got to. Oh, no, this is the proposal for the club, not the college classes. Yeah.
So, and it's like the most, I think, memorable way of getting 3 college credits because you're not sitting in the classroom. There's a little bit of pre-work involved, and then we're doing almost 45 hours of research while we're in Yellowstone. So it's quick, it's fun, it's a great way to immerse yourself in a college experience in the field. So
Yeah. And you recruited Mr. Hyziak, you volunteered, you were voluntold. How did
Well, it
that
started with the Adirondack trip.
how did that
It
happen?
was like, who wants to go to the Adirondacks in the winter? And I was like, yes. Like that was.
I think your wife volunteered you.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, I'll go. And that was in 2018, and then we just kept rolling with it. And then when this opportunity came up, Kasey asked me, I was like, yes.
So you went to all the Adirondack
Yeah.
trips as well.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. All kinds of fixing snowshoes, getting buses unstuck in the snow, all kinds of fun stuff.
You're like
Water
the
main
next
breaks.
Mrs. Casera, Mr. Santos, field trip expert. Wow. Wow, that's awesome. I didn't realize you went to all of those.
Yep.
Pal. That's great. Again, teachers taking their time out of their own vacation, their own time, and taking kids on a great experience. So how was it?
I mean, from an adult standpoint, I had a blast. I thought we saw some things that you would never see as a regular tourist in Yellowstone. Like the Wolf Watch Day just kind of sticks in my mind. Like we watched a pack of 10 wolves take down a bison. Like the wolf is latched on this bison's face.
Yeah.
And like, we're so
You watched this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were like up on a ridge looking down through scopes and binoculars, and like there's a whole crowd of other people like watching the wolves, which is like a thing people do, which is pretty cool.
We had the researcher with
Yes,
us
yeah.
kind of giving us the play-by-play, and we're watching like the wolf is like hanging off the bison's face, and we're like, carnage, yes, it's gonna happen.
Were they screaming?
Well, everybody's like, when that
Well,
happens,
you're
everybody
silent.
gets silent. Like the people there, like,
Yeah,
quiet
you're
'cause you want to
watching.
watch
Yeah.
and not scare anything.
And then we had just learned that wolves are like super ambitious hunters, right? Like in 1 out of every 10 wolf attacks, only 1 results in a kill. So then we watched the herd of bison.
10%.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not like And they can only really get animals that are not like fully grown and strong. It's like they can take the weak and like the smaller ones.
Okay.
So, but they try all the time.
They're opportunistic.
Did they get this?
Well, sadly, no.
No.
I mean, sadly for the wolves, yay for the bison. I don't
Yeah.
know. But then we watched the bison herd kind of take over the wolf pack and drive them off, and it was just like such great reinforcement of what we had just learned about wolf hunting, and then to watch it happen was just a really interesting moment. It was like that aha, like, oh yes, what we tell you guys is actually true and it actually happens.
Wow.
So it was super cool just watching that. And I just think some of the wildlife experiences that we had from a distance was really pretty cool. Watching the baby bears play was super cool.
Yeah, we got to see bears, wolves, foxes.
The bighorn too were super cool.
Yeah, bighorn sheep.
Wow.
So all the animal stuff, and then the whole experience with the kids. They had all day was busy. Like there was a group that was help make breakfast. They had to make their lunches. We packed for the day, and then the kids helped make dinner too.
And then cleaned up.
And you stayed in cabins in Yellowstone, or?
So it was a hostel. So there's like a big living space that we kind of did all of our group activities out of, and then everybody had their own rooms or shared rooms, kind of like a motel-y kind of situation. But we were in pretty close quarters there too.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people watching live. If you watching live, parents, friends, other staff, other classes, please jump in and say hello. Again, the both of you experienced taking kids on trips. Mr. Hyziak, were you able to enjoy it, or are you on as a teacher the whole time, watching this, making sure this, or are you able to enjoy the beauty
Able to enjoy it. Like the great part was the EPI people that we worked with, Gwen and Nina, they took care of the educational portion of it. So they like had the lessons planned, what they had activities for the day. So they kind of took the teacher role, and we kind of got to just be chaperones and be participants. And like I asked a million questions. Was Gwen? Oh, it's just like all the animals. I was like, oh, they're just chilling over there. So yeah, it was good. We had a good experience, and then they kind of took that role, and we were just kind of there and helping out.
Wow. Did you, as a science teacher, jump in the teaching too, or you let them take the lead?
It was very difficult to not, but there were moments where I had to kind of be like, oh guys, remember when you, like I said, a lot of times to like Lincoln and Shane, I had them as freshmen. And I said a lot of times like, oh, do you remember when we talked about this your freshman year? So that was like really cool for me to see and experience with kids that I've had in my classes too. So I mean, it was cool. And like a lot of these kids do my field studies course. So it's like, oh, remember when we talked about like this ecological phenomenon or whatever, like here it is in a different scenario. So I was able to take moments from Yellowstone, kind of relate it back to New York and Port Jervis, and it was cool. It was just cool to have those experiences as well.
We have a lot of our kids take bus trips again to the Adirondacks, New York City, but I mean, this is exceptional. Your wife has taken international trips here,
yeah.
Mrs. Hyziak, Spanish teacher. But what an experience the two of you gave to these young people. So Ms. Stankunas, it's a college class. They've gotten credit, and it's planned for next year. Mm-hmm. But you bring a lot of this also into your classroom here in Port Jervis.
Yeah. I mean, I try to incorporate as many of like my experiences from the field into class as well, because I think that's what kind of makes learning real. Because it's lifelong, like it applies to your lives too. Like with our studies, field studies, like the Emerald Ash Borer, like that affects our daily lives every day, and it's something that we're also studying during the summer.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I know the boys have their charts and some of their work here with them. Before I let you go, the two of you, in addition to your classroom teaching, in addition to your field trips, you both run great activities here outside your classroom. Mr. Hyziak, the VEX Robotics, the tech program, highly involved there, and Ms. Stankunas, the volleyball, both on the girls' side and now the boys. So, Mr. Hyziak, tell me about your other activity. I know we've had VEX on before.
Yep.
What does that passion for you mean in your life?
Like the VEX Robotics, it's interesting because for me, it's a great problem-solving activity for the kids, and that's kind of where my passion is with technology. And then, the outdoors kind of links into it because that's a big part of my life is doing outdoor activities and all kinds of races and stuff like that. So, so those things that I'm passionate about in my own life kind of roll into activities that I get to share with the students.
Doing them here, yeah. It's awesome. It's awesome to see both worlds kind of colliding. But what an interesting dynamic, Mr. Hyziak. Again, the technology, the exactness of the bolt and the way you do that, but then you're out in wild, in nature.
Yeah, but like a lot of times we're mimicking nature, with the robots. Like, how are you able to grab something and manipulate it like an animal would or human would, and you're kind of problem solving like we do or animals do to try to do some sort of task. So they kind of go back and forth.
Awesome. And Ms. Stankunas, you introduced boys volleyball here. Tell us about your passion of volleyball.
Yeah, I was not a volleyball player in high school. I ran cross country and played softball, and I kind of got voluntold into the program my first year, and I really grew to love the sport. It's fast, it's intense, it's really it could be very competitive, and I am an athlete, so it's just fun to watch girls and now boys compete on a level that is just at a high caliber. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, thank you to the both of you. Both of those activities take a lot of time. You've taken how many trips to Long Island at 5 in the morning?
Yeah. Early bus rides. Yep.
Yeah, I mean these are great commitments on the parts of the adult, but again, great making great experiences for the kids. So thank you. Anything else you want to share, Mr. Hyziak?
Oh no, that's all I got.
Okay, Ms. Stankunas?
Yeah, I think I'm excited to hear what the kids have to say.
Yeah, we're going to hear from them for that. We appreciate that, what you're doing. We're going to give out some port stickers to the kids, but you guys get the big ones since you have the big commitment. So
Fantastic.
a couple
Well,
port
thank you.
stickers for you, Mr. Hyziak.
Thank you.
And again, this is Kyle Hyziak, technology teacher at the high school, Kasey Stankunas, science chairperson, coordinator
Yes,
here.
that would be it.
Both ran the race. Are you doing the midnight?
I'm
you are.
run midnight.
You are doing it too?
Yeah.
And that's not the stone challenge. That's
No,
different
that's
than.
different. Yeah.
Did you do the stone challenge?
I've done it in the past.
Yeah, guy does the bike rides. He does it all. Wow.
Bryce Shannon's running the race too.
When is
Oh,
the
and
when is the midnight one? It's,
next Saturday,
Yeah, 31st is the first.
okay. Where can people find out information about that?
If you type in Midnight Madness,
Port
the
Jervis
outdoor-
Rec? Is it
Yeah, outdoor club.
outdoor club.
Outdoor Club? Okay. They both ran the Port Jervis 5K here, the Delaware River Run. So that's very cool. Are you on the same relay team? Are you? No. It's a
I'm
relay,
gonna
right?
run
You're doing
solo.
solo, right?
Oh, so how long is that?
12 hours.
You're going to run from midnight till.
No, it's 6 p.m.
6 to 6.
You don't have to run the whole time
I'm
either.
just gonna keep moving.
I knew you did the all-night bike race.
Yeah, I've done 24-hour races on the bike, 100-mile races.
Okay, it's not midnight to 12. It's 6 to 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, yeah, I've done some interesting endurance races.
Will Mrs. Hyziak come visit during the race?
No.
The boys, no. Where's that?
She'll check my GPS, make sure I'm still moving.
Wow. All right, Mr. Hyziak, appreciate you. Ms. Stankunas, great teachers here. All right, first up, Thomas Caputo. Bryce, Birdman Shannon, Shane Seeger, and Sam. Sam, help me pronounce that. Ayensu. Come on in, gentlemen. We got to pull up another chair. Yeah, let's see. Shane, you want to go stand in the middle? What does that look like if you stand in the middle?
Yeah, I'll stand.
Sam, you come here. And yeah, scoot in. Let's center. Yeah, pull in. Sam, scoot in a little more.
Is it on?
Yeah, it's on. Yes, we're live.
We're live, Sam.
All right. I'm going to let these fine young men introduce themselves. Bryce, we'll start with you.
My name is Bryce Shannon. I'm a senior at Port Jervis.
The Birdman,
Indeed, yes.
Falconeer.
Yeah.
Before I go any further, I don't want to be disrespectful, but do your friends call you the Birdman? Do people call you the Birdman?
They do not.
They do not.
They will tell you that they do.
They do, but I don't want to be disrespectful
I'm
to
not a fan.
Okay, because we had him on here before. Congrats to your dad, newly elected school board member last night. Shane?
Shane Seeger, also a senior in Port Jervis High School.
Sam?
Samuel Ayensu, a freshman in Port Jervis High School.
Yeah. Had Sam as a middle school student and met his mom at Multicultural Night. Very cool. Bryce, we'll start with you. You're going to attend Paul Smith's College. That's is a major outdoor activities. What's the major you're going to do there?
Wildlife biology.
You are. Wow. So this trip really then connected to
Yeah,
what you want to do as well as your work as a falconer.
for sure.
Yeah. Tell me about your decision to go to Paul Smith.
It's up in Adirondack, so it's out in the woods, which I like. and then they just had a lot of stuff that I was interested in, so I decided on it. Go
Yeah.
there.
Will you visit next year when Port Jervis goes to the Adirondack?
Yeah, I might
He's
join
gonna
that.
crash
Like,
when we go to
yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Here's the left ticket for free.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ms. Stankunas will schedule a snowstorm on that trip, usual activities. Yeah. Very cool. Shane, what are your plans? You're also a senior. What are your plans for next year?
I'm going to go to OC for 1 year, and then I'm going to spend 2 years at Oswego to become tech teacher like Mr. Kyle Hyziak, sitting right over there.
Wow.
Truly the inspiration behind my decisions.
Wow. No nicknames for Mr. Hyziak? You're just going with Mr. Hyziak now? Right.
Well, if we need the full title, say Master Teacher Mr. Kyle Stephen Hyziak of America, sir. The full righteous title of the great man himself.
Sounds like we had a lot of fun on the trip, a lot of experience, a lot of
Absolutely, yep.
nicknames here. Very cool. So you want to go for technology?
Yes.
Did you always want to be a teacher, or not, all kidding aside, did Mr. Hyziak impact you to,
Originally, I was considering science teaching, then history, then I bounced to tech. And I can see Stankunas rolling her eyes. I know, unfortunately, I did not become the science teacher she aspired me to be. But
Okay.
hey, you know what? There's always time. Who knows? Maybe I'll be teaching living environment in the future.
You never know.
Okay.
We like to cross, the curriculums across there. And Sam, you're a ninth grader. How did you get roped in with this group of upperclassmen going to Yellowstone? How did you get involved with this?
Kind of just saw it and it caught my eye, so then I just applied because I wanted to see. I knew if I didn't take this chance, I'd probably never go to Yellowstone, and I'd heard about it a lot, so I just wanted to see what it was like. It wasn't really.
Did you have Miss Stank in freshman bio?
No.
No.
Wait, really? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we there was the summer event, field studies for the Emerald Reporter, right? Yeah, it was like, I think, was it a credit? Yeah, it was a credit. It was basically, we went outside and it was the Port Jervis trails, and you went to like mark trees and stuff and gather like data in order to, I think, combat like an invasive bug species that was hurting the tree life there.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Is that wave coming back again this summer? Is that?
The tent caterpillars, the sludgy moth caterpillars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Seen a
a
few.
little bit. They should start dying off.
It's not as bad as last year.
So I'm going to dictate a few minutes. Basically, it's a cyclic thing. So trees produce this substance called tannic acid, which is poisonous to caterpillars. So it takes a couple of years for the tannic acids to increase because it's kind of like the tree's defense mechanism. So as that increases, then we'll get the more die-offs to the spongy caterpillars. So as they get bigger and they're eating more, they're accruing more of that tannic acid, and then they're going to start dying basically of biomagnification of the acid. So we should see an earlier and quicker die-off this year compared to the past two.
Mark it down. You heard it here on Port Center, everyone. The life cycle continuing. Bryce, let's go back to you. Tell me about your experience at Yellowstone. What was your biggest takeaway?
I mean, I had a great time. I was able to go there. I mean, of course, the big thing for me was seeing the different bird species that are not native to our area. And just being able to go and like see the landscape, and I think it's beautiful up there. And yeah, just being able to be outside and just have fun. So.
Were you partial to the birds? They mentioned wolves and bison. Were you always looking up while everyone else was looking down?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you see any falcons?
Did I see any falcons? I don't remember if we saw American kestrels. That's a small type of falcon.
Yeah.
I don't think we saw any larger falcons.
Is this something you see yourself doing, Bryce, down the road with the falcon ear and all of that? Do you see yourself?
I mean, yeah, I plan to just continue doing it. I mean, I think that would definitely be a large part. I'm just a big fan of birds in general, so I don't know if that's specifically what I'll do.
Yeah.
But it's definitely an option.
Yeah. It's a nice time of year, early in the morning. You hear a lot of the birds.
Indeed.
I go with no headphones, no earbuds. I listen. I love it myself. Yeah.
That's nice.
Cool. Shane, you mentioned wanting to become a teacher. Tell me about the science aspect of it in terms of you going out, you're seeing cool stuff, but you were collecting data. You were doing experiments as well. Tell me about that part of the trip.
We did different collections of data points. For example, we did snow data where we measured different parts about the snow to discussed the precipitation levels, how the snow affects the ecological environment itself. We discussed the layer of snow, or the layer of air that small mammals use to travel through underneath the snow so they can avoid getting hunted down by owls. For example, your average mole rat or field mouse needs somewhere to go to avoid getting hunted down by the birds of prey or any foxes, anything like that. So we learned about that. We did ecological studies on the animals. We observed the wolves, as mentioned. We observed the bison. We observed elk, all sorts of different animals, even bears for brief periods of time. We observed in the natural habitat how they interact, because most people, obviously, if you live in Port Jervis, you probably don't see bears, every day. You probably don't go outside and just say, oh, there's an elk, unless you do, in which case, sure, I guess. But most people don't. So in this case, it was very exciting to research these things that most people will probably not see in their lifetimes. Most people never get the opportunity to get this close up to bison, up to elk, up to the pronghorns, up to any of these animals like we did. So yeah.
Pretty good summary there.
It was pretty
He's
good.
paying attention. Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason I want to become a teacher.
Yeah. You got good energy. I like it,
Thank
Shane.
you, thank you.
Sam, how about the technology aspect of it? The adults are always saying, the kids are always on their screen. The kids are always on their phone. This wasn't the case on the trip. You guys were out in nature. What was it like to be with a group of teenagers not on the phone and all of that?
Well, it was hard at the start, especially for like people who like either use their phone around sleeping time. It was kind of like you're just laying in the bed and it's quiet. Like in Yellowstone, it was quiet. Like you'd be sitting in your bed and you just be like alone with your thoughts, and it'd be like almost like eerie at the start. But around like the last half of the week, you started to get used to it.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't that.
There was no Wi-Fi at the hostel either.
Not really.
They didn't have their phones.
Yeah.
They didn't have their phone.
Yeah,
They
they
were
were
collected
confiscated
at
at
the
the start,
airport.
like at the very start.
Their phones were collected at the airport.
Did you hear that, folks? So they
Yeah,
went
they didn't get them back until we
Until
got
the-
back
until
to
we
the
got to the
airport.
airport.
7 days, no
7
phone.
days.
No phones.
Wow.
And you know what? They all made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all survived. How about parents? How about parent contact? None?
No.
I emailed parents when I had a little bit of downtime, just with some photos from the day, but just to prove that their children were still alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Google Drive.
And they had Google Drive of photos. So the parents could
Okay.
watch
They
them.
could on that. Wow. If any parents are watching, family, friends, please jump in the chat there. Wow, that's incredible. Bryce, was that an issue for you, the no phone or any of that? Or no, that didn't bother you?
No, not really. Yeah, I don't have social media to begin with, so I wasn't affected by that. I mean,
Okay.
yeah. So
It's almost the end of May here, beginning of June, a couple more weeks. What are you feeling right now? You got prom, you got your senior activities coming up. What are you feeling about all of that?
I mean, I'm looking forward to it, of course, and looking forward to the summer. But yeah, so just,
When do you leave for Paul Smith?
I don't remember the exact date. I leave a little bit earlier than most because I'm going up a little bit early.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact date. Sorry, but it's
Summertime.
Yeah.
Okay.
around the same length that you guys would be going back to school.
Yeah.
a few weeks earlier than that.
Well, we know you're going to do great there. Shane, how about you? What's your plan for the summer? You got a job?
I applied for a job at the school itself.
To work with the grounds and all of
Yeah,
that?
to work with the
Okay.
grounds. Was originally working at thrift store, but unfortunately, I just needed like a slightly better job because college is not cheap. Unfortunately, we did not get the cheap end of college, and Oswego, especially moving up north and all that, is going to cost a decent amount of money, as my parents like to remind me a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's an
I
investment.
needed to get a job, and they were offering like $18.80 an hour, and I was like,
Okay. Did you get cash in on a recommendation from your teachers here?
oh, I got from Kyle Hyziak right over there, same math teacher, Mr. Kasey Hyziak of America, sir, gave me the full letter of recommendation.
Well, good. Hopefully our grounds department is watching here and they can see you in action here. Yeah. Sam, how about you this summer? What are you looking forward to the most this summer?
I guess our activity, the
Field
Emerald Park
studies.
activity. Yeah, field studies.
You're gonna do that again?
That will happen again. I'm
Okay.
planning to go every year that is possible until I'm a senior and I graduate.
Oh, even when you're a senior. I mean,
Yeah.
Bryce, you're gonna pop up, right?
Probably.
Our first
Yeah,
shipment
come on.
comes-
As
our
long
first
as-
shipment's at my house.
Yeah.
The
and
rest
as
are
long
sitting
as-
in my front porch right now.
Yeah.
Release tomorrow.
of the-
Please pardon the interruption.
Wanna just pick that phone up and hang it up? All right, guys, we are gonna shift to our next group. Real quick, any last thing you want to say here, Bryce? Any last words of wisdom?
not off the top of my head. No.
You and your family, I know you're new to Port Jervis, have been great additions. Your sisters, and certainly again a shout out to your dad joining the school board. So
All right, thank you.
cool. Yeah, Shane.
I would like to recommend the trip to anybody who's planning on going in like the future. I think it was a great time. It was a great time to see nature, to learn about the science of life, about the geology, about the geography, all this good stuff that people don't experience anymore. I think a lot of people stay in the house nowadays, and just getting outside and enjoying the world for what it is, I think was very valuable.
Sam.
I guess what he said. Just there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities that you wouldn't get in just Port Jervis or anywhere. In a lot of places, really. It's very like biologically diverse. So yeah, I would go just to have that opportunity to see we were like in walking distance of like bison and other animals that you don't see even on this half of America. So yeah, I would go.
Impressive. Sam Ayensu,
Yeah.
Bryce Shannon, and Shane Seeger, everybody. Thank you, man.
Right?
Thanks.
Thank you for having us on.
Good luck to our seniors.
Yep.
Sam, we got lucky to have 3 more years with you. Thanks, guys. All right, coming up next, Thomas Caputo and Brody McDermott. Come on in, gentlemen. Come on in. Mr. Caputo, long time no see since the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Brody, I don't know you so well, man.
Yeah,
Scoot in, Thomas. Scoot in, Brody.
I am somewhat new here. Like I started high school here, but like I wasn't here for middle school or elementary school. Like
Got it.
like
Okay. Where did you move from?
Middletown.
Okay. On Bell game days, you wear red, though, right?
I don't pick sides for the Bell game.
He's not. He's going with gray on the Bell Games Day. Thanks for jumping in the chat here and appreciate it. Georgine, nice to hear about you. Yeah, she's writing about the gypsy moths. They're very cool. Well, guys, let's talk a little bit about the trip. Thomas, you went right from the musical to Yellowstone. Is that right?
yeah.
Right? The musical was
I,
ended right. Was the weekend before this?
Yeah, I think
The
so. It
musical
was
was
really close.
Yeah, the musical was pretty much the last few days of March, and then this was obviously like a couple weeks later.
You were in.
I was in it too. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Very cool. How was your experience at Yellowstone?
I thought it was amazing.
You loved it.
Yeah, I love nature. I love animals. And so getting to be in one of the first national park really in the world, and just seeing it preserved and this landscape that's been preserved for generations was breathtaking, and it was truly beautiful. And I had an amazing time.
Yeah, awesome. Thomas's mom, Megan Galligan, Hall of Famer here in Port Jervis. Very cool. Got to know your mom in the fall through that ceremony. Brody, how about you? What was something that surprised you that you didn't expect being out there?
So something that's I don't know. I think it was just like the amount of like all the different types of animal species that were there compared to like what we have here. So like sort of like what they have at Yellowstone compared to like what we have here in New York.
Yeah.
Like I think that was definitely something that I was surprised with.
What was going on with the poop? Every picture I looked at, I keep hearing about poop. I see Miss Mancunas looking at a poop. What was going on with the poop, Thomas? Did you have to analyze it? Did you have a doggy bag picking it up? What was happening
essentially.
there?
So the second day, which was the first day, we were studying ungulates, which
You were studying?
ungulates. That's hooved mammals, so everything from horses to bison. And we were lucky enough to find a bison herd, and we basically over the course of our lunch just sat there and watched them as they're moving across this like hill. And we were part of this project called Home on the Range, which is actually through Brown University. And what we needed to do was collect samples of their poop. So we were lucky enough that we had, I believe it was a bull bison, male adult poop, and me and some others went down and collected it. And you mentioned a doggy bag, and that's basically
Big, like
about that size.
Oh my goodness!
It was basically a perfect circle as well, which was impressive.
It was impressive.
Yeah. So we kind of split up into pairs, and so it was one person holding a bag, which was basically a doggy bag,
Okay.
and one other person scooping. And my partner was Sam. We went first, and I got a little annoyed because Sam was taking forever. He was like. He was trying to make up like a perfect circle, I think, like just the perfect sample, and I kept telling him to hurry up. Yeah.
Did it smell like food?
I was trying not to breathe
Yeah.
for the entire period I was around it.
And what was the time frame of you approaching the poop from when it left the bison? Was it?
We got actually pretty quick. Miss Stankunas volunteered. I think she just wanted to do it. A temperature test where she put on a rubber glove and stuck her hand right in there, and she said it was still warm. So,
Yeah, so like the
Very warm.
so like the whole thing with the temperature test was like we wanted to find a bison that pretty much had just pooped, so we could like get over to it while it is weird to say while it was still hot.
Yeah. This is the real definition of hands-on learning.
yeah.
Yeah, essentially, yes.
So what do you test? All kidding aside, what are you testing the poop for? Like what?
There are a variety of things that you can test. You can test diet and the health of the bison, and then diet will also help you inform kind of where that bison is coming from, because you can track, well, if they ate this and they couldn't have been here, if they ate this and they had to have been here.
Interesting.
Um,
They're omnivores. They eat both plant and
no,
meat?
they were they're
Just
purely
herbivores.
and
Wow.
bison
Those
are-
big animals just eat the herbs. Wow.
Yeah, and you're right, they're big.
Yeah, they're massive.
Males can get up to an actual ton, 2,000 pounds.
Wow.
And females range from like 900 to 1,400 pounds. Yeah. But with the poop, we don't actually study it ourselves. We take it to the poop fridge, where it waits to get sent back off to Brown, which is back up here in the Northeast.
I think that was another picture of the fridge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's a lot of poop in there.
Yeah.
Brody, what'd you learn about conservation? You know, you hear out there, right? Leave no trace. Very, very careful about litter and things like that. Tell me about conservation.
So most of our when we were out in the park, we, like it was mentioned, we just had lunch there. Like we'd just be practically in like the middle of the park, or like on our first day, we were in the middle of the woods, all of us sitting on a fallen tree branch, just eating sandwiches. So we were like especially careful to make sure like we weren't leaving any like bags or wrappers or stuff like on the ground. Like we made sure to like make sure we had everything before leaving where we were to go back to what we were doing. And like so
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Thomas, something that stuck with you that you're gonna kind of remember or take with you as you move on and continue to, you know, as you get older.
I mean, it's cheesy, but I think just the experience of seeing nature in like its actual like natural state, it was really powerful for me, because like growing up around like in the woods, you kind of just get used to like the environment around you, and you kind of take it for granted. So getting this chance to go there and see, from the view from my cabin, I could see Dome Mountain, which is one of the kind of exterior mountains of Yellowstone, and it's gorgeous. And every single mountain in Yellowstone, and every valley, like we spent a lot of time in the Mar Valley, which is like northern Yellowstone, and that's probably what's going to stick with me the most, is that experience, getting to see it, and just being in that space was just incredible.
It didn't matter where we were. It was just any direction. It didn't matter where we were. Any direction you looked, you could just see mountains. Just any direction from wherever we were.
We shared some of the pictures on the intro. They would look fantastic. The team shared it with us. Guys, what are you most looking forward to next year? Brody, you're going to be a senior. What are you most looking forward to next year?
I think I'm probably just gonna spend most of next year like outside of school, just like figuring out what I want to do after high school. It's like I have a couple ideas, but I haven't really like said anything yet on like what I want to do at like when I graduate.
Okay. Well, if you go back and rewatch this podcast and listen to both Mr. Hyziak and Ms. Stankunas, they found things they love, and they can do those through their teaching and being here with kids, and that is really the best of both worlds with what they're doing. So that maybe go rewatch what they had to say. How about you, Thomas?
I'm looking forward to like picking a school, picking college, because a lot of basically this entire year for me has been in the service of prepping myself for college and making myself look the best for colleges. So I've been going to like not really open house, but like I've been going to visits for colleges. I'm actually visiting NYU later this year.
Whoa. Your mom went to NYU?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
She went to NYU, so she's going to try and take me.
I think the tuition might have changed since your mom went there. Yeah. Do you want to be in New York City?
I want to generally be in like a city kind of area.
Houston?
Yeah, I visited Houston,
Okay.
and it was great. We actually got to go there right before they played in the Final Four.
Yeah, place
so
must have been jumping.
Yeah, there was a lot of hype. I got this from their like swag store.
Yeah. Okay, so that's in the mix too.
Yeah, it's in the mix. I've also looked at UAlbany, and maybe visiting Siena College as well, and Syracuse.
Do you want to go into politics also? Again, your mom's world there?
Politics is a little interesting to me, but I more want to go into business, like kind of the business aspect of the world. I think it's very, very interesting, and I'm very good with numbers and math. So I think I could be successful there. So I think the thing I'm looking forward to most my senior year is getting the search over with and finding the college that's right for me.
Thomas Caputo and Brody McDermott. Thanks, guys. Nice to talk to both of you guys. We got some stickers here, and the first group didn't grab them. So you could get a swag, a red, or one of these. So pick out which one you want, and here, take one for the Hall of Famer too. Yeah, cool. All right, 2 Lincolns coming up next here. 2 Lincolns. Somebody had to go.
Gabe to go by himself or jump on with them?
Whatever Gabe wants to do. Gabe's no stranger to the stage.
I'll go by myself.
Okay, yeah.
There goes the answer.
We could talk some Charlie Brown over there. Come on, boys, jump in. Jump in. Good to see you. This is Lincoln Van Horn and Lincoln DeGroat. Both of you have grown up since I had you in middle school. Scoot up a little more, guys. How many times did they screw you up or mix you up on the trip? 2 Lincolns on the trip.
Yeah, it's happened a few times.
It's not a few, but not like as many as you think.
Yeah.
Like it was only like 4 or 5 times.
Okay.
They did it.
Lincoln, you're a junior. You're a sophomore, and Lincoln DeGroat, you're a freshman. How was your experience at Yellowstone?
It was honestly fun. It was something new. I never really got to go out in nature like that far into the woods.
Yeah. Where'd you fly to? Did you fly to Denver?
Bozeman. We flew, we lived over in Denver, and then we went to Bozeman. from
Bozeman. Okay. And then how far of a drive from Bozeman?
there. An hour and a half.
South. Bozeman's in Montana?
Ask him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is north.
Right.
Yeah.
And we stayed in Montana, and then every day we would travel. Once you got into the park, we were in Wyoming.
Yeah. Because it borders, it's up in the northwest
North-
corner, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Wyoming.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Very cool. So, what was your biggest? Oh, you have the shirt on too. Yeah. Cool. What was your biggest takeaway?
And it was just like a fun experience, like learn. Like I like like the learning aspect with also the games and stuff we got to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't really just like work in a classroom, but it wasn't just like you're having fun out in nature. It was like a combination of both.
Yeah. And as a sophomore, you earned college credits.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Lincoln, how about you? What was your biggest takeaway?
I feel like my biggest takeaway was probably just like being out there in the nature and just how calming it is, and just realizing like that's what I want to do. Like
Oh,
it's just
you want to get involved with that?
yeah.
Really?
I don't know how, but I want to be involved with
nature.
somehow.
Well, Bryce mentioned about it and where he's going to school. Did you know that before the trip?
I feel like I've always been like an outdoorsy person, but
Yeah.
I feel like going to Yellowstone really opened my eyes to
Took it to a new level.
yeah.
Very cool. Will you see yourself going on some other trips with Ms. Stankunas, Mr. Hyziak?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to go on the Adirondacks one. I don't
See,
know.
field studies, college sports, you get to go.
Recruiting right now, right here. Very cool. Lincoln DeGroat, what was something you didn't expect on the trip that was a surprise to you?
I didn't expect to see as many animals. Like it's just loaded. You drive through, and I think you said we saw like 1/4 of the bison population or something.
Closer to a 10,
Still,
Wow.
but still, I mean, you're talking 10% of all the bison.
Yeah.
there's just wildlife everywhere.
Wow.
It's so cool.
Because it could be hit or miss sometimes, right? Depending on the season and how many tourists
Yeah,
you might,
yeah, it could be.
and it wasn't a crowded time when you were there,
Most
right?
of the park wasn't open. Like
'Cause
the
of the snow?
northern road that we were on was open, but then the southern part, like Old Faithful and stuff, those roads are still closed. So we're kind of a calm season in the park. which is
Yeah.
nice.
Because people want to go to Old Faithful. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then because we were acting as researchers, we got to go off the trails too. So we got to see different elements of the park that most tourists don't see.
Okay. Is it similar experience for you also? Did it open your eyes to maybe nature and getting
Yeah, a
involved
little
with
bit. I
that?
mean, I wasn't expecting as much snow they had like on top of the mountain for our snow study. They had like it was up to my knee with the snow, and it was still melting.
Wow.
It was like a lot there.
But you had good weather, right? So a lot of the
Yeah.
pictures had nice sun and clear.
Yeah.
Cool. Was it hard for you? No phone?
No.
No.
I've gone without my phone for about a week.
When you get in
Really?
trouble.
No, no, I get
Just
trouble.
kidding. Just kidding.
But,
Just
but with
kidding.
like other programs that I do, like when
Yeah.
I go camping, I don't use my phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Lincoln, you are a sophomore, kind of going in the second half of your time at the high school. Have you found an area that you kind of want to go towards? With CTAC, is that involved? What are you looking forward to the second half of your high school?
I'm not really sure what I want to do yet. I'm still thinking about it.
Okay. I've always remembered you. You're always very helpful. A lot of service. You're always volunteering, involved with things. Do you see yourself doing those type of activities as you continue?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do I want to do like more volunteer stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna have the time or not.
Yeah. Okay. Lincoln DeGroat, I know one of the things Ms. Stankunas is going to do, she has a proposal here for an outdoor club, and there's a lot of things here. So this might be something that you might want to get involved with. Did you know about this? No.
These I just
Yeah. So this is coming. It says the Outdoor Experience Club aims to create a community of high school students who are interested in exploring and learning nature, promoting physical fitness, teaching outdoor preparedness, survival, developing teamwork through outdoor activities. So all that kind of stuff that maybe you're interested in. Yeah. Cool. You want to share anything else about the trip?
Well, putting aside like nature and like the learning aspect of it, like I went in with only knowing the freshmen, right? And like I feel like I came out of it with like so many new bonds and stuff, and it's just crazy how this kind of stuff brings you together. It's just I just found that very interesting.
You feel a bond with the group here. Yeah. I felt a great energy when you came into the room here. All of you guys spilling in here. Yeah. What were some of the jokes and things that happened on the trip that you can share? I know you can't share everything, but was there some fun things?
Maybe not some of them.
If you can't share it on the podcast, that's okay. This is a family rated show here. And okay, well, the both of you had good experiences. Yeah, it's nice to hear when kids talk about making friends. And again, freshman year, that's kind of hard to do sometimes, Very cool. What's your summer look like? What are you looking forward to this summer?
We played football a lot.
You played JV last year.
Yeah.
Okay. What position you play in football?
Running back and linebacker.
Oh, well, marquee positions there. Yeah, the 8th grade team went undefeated. How was your JV team last year?
We did good. I don't remember our exact record. But
Okay.
We did pretty good.
All right. And you'll play JV again, or you think you might have a chance to
I'm
for
not
varsity?
sure yet, but we'll find out.
You just happen to be on the team. Well, come football season, you can tuck that blue sweatshirt away and you can take it back out after football's over. So take out the red. So, Lincoln, anything else you wanted to say? Okay. Lincoln, anything else you wanted to say?
Not really.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you both coming on. And again, kind of taking a risk going on the trip and being with people you didn't know. And it sounds like you both had a great experience. Yeah. Lincoln Van Horn, Lincoln DeGroat, everyone, guys, take a sticker. Thanks so much. All right. And one last guest with us here. He's no stranger to the podcast. Gabe, if I look back, you might be one of the people we've had on the most out of.
This is my 5th time on.
But who's counting? Wow. Scoot over a little bit. Let me join you here. You came on multiple times with the plays.
Yep.
Right?
Twice
All-
or 3 times with the plays now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, twice for the plays now, and twice for Odyssey of the Mind.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Gabe Torres, everyone, senior. Charlie Brown this year in the winter play. Scoot in a little more. And in Annie, tell me again your role in Annie.
I was Rooster and Annie.
God, it was a great show.
Thank
It
you.
was really, really good. And remind me again, where you go to school? I know you had talked about it.
Rochester Institute of Technology.
Golly, you're a bright kid with a bright future. How was this experience for you, Gabe, as a senior?
A very amazing experience as a senior to continue developing friendships that I've already had throughout my 4 years and make new ones with freshmen.
Yeah. It was so nice to hear Lincoln say that as a freshman, right? How would he mix circles with Gabe Torres, but yet now they're friends, right? And that experience brought them together. What was something you learned that you didn't know before?
Definitely how big a bison turd is.
Big.
Huge. So around the size of a medium-sized dinner plate, actually, depending on how much they had to eat.
Were you getting involved in
I was
collecting all that? And
So I was actually heavily involved in the fact that Hyziak had a GoPro that he had to take pictures and videos on, and it had a hat clip on it, and I just so happened to be wearing the hat when we went to do the poop studies. So I had the GoPro clipped onto the rim of my hat and provided a whole commentary documentary with the whole poop study, the whole process, everything.
Is that the official word, poop study? As we tell you, do they say feces? I mean, is it
You could do a fecal analysis, but
fecal?
poop
It's
study
so
sounds so
fun.
better.
Poop just sounds better. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is there any way we can get the poop video uploaded to the comment section of the podcast? Is it,
I believe so.
Does it need editing?
No.
No, it's good.
There's no profanity.
Okay,
There's one odd question.
just
but
poop.
It's fine.
Okay, and you are the lead commenter on it?
Yes.
Yeah. The reviews are here that it was very fun.
I think it was hilarious.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially to someone who has no context as to what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe we can get that in the comments
Mr.
here.
Hyziak will make it happen.
He's a tech guy. He knows it. Gabe, what's going to be your major? Do you know your major at RIT?
Yes, biomedical engineering.
Okay. So did this trip open your mind to anything like, maybe I want to get involved with this?
Definitely helped me to continue realizing how much I like nature and like to stay involved in nature as I go through the technology world.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely to whenever I have a chance, get out, reconnect with nature, go see some animals, maybe even go to Yellowstone again.
Any connections with your love of theater, acting, performing, or this is just a total separate thing about being in nature? Is there any connections there?
Well, the bison really seemed to like the improv dance solo I did.
You weren't like one of those knucklehead tourists trying to get them to come over running at you.
No.
No.
No, it's pretty separate in my
Yeah.
mind.
Gabe, you have been an exceptionally involved kid, right? You look at all the activities that we have going on, and you just seem to be in so many.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've definitely got a hand in pretty much everything that goes on.
When you look back at all the shows, all the theater things, what are you going to miss the most?
definitely the people in the cast, like
Yeah.
the amazing experiences in between, like just friendships and back and forth conversation in between scenes, and even like the scenes themselves, like acting on this stage. It's gonna be a lot to miss.
Was it a big deal for you when the Charlie Brown thing came out that you were Charlie Brown?
Yes, and honestly, I was more surprised than anything.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to get that role.
You were exceptional.
Thank you.
It was great. It was at the Milford Theater, and you talk about the holidays and watching the kids and the way the snow fell and the
It was
thing.
awesome.
It was awesome. How do you feel leading up to all this senior stuff here? You got prom, you got the barbecue, you got well, it's not a barbecue anymore. It's a steak dinner or steak lunch or something.
Oh, we had the steak lunch already. That was
You already
last
had
Friday.
that. Oh, was that
Yeah.
Friday? Okay.
I think the barbecue's next Friday. I'd like to say so, but I honestly don't know.
It's all a blur.
Yeah, it's a lot of it I'm excited for. Some stuff I'm stressing a little bit, like prom. There's always like the excitement, nervousness kind of mix. And yeah, also kind of dreading leaving a little bit.
Oh.
Going out, being an adult, taxes.
Taxes.
You got a couple of years. Stay a little bit longer.
Any
Master's
more,
education.
Yeah.
any more academic responsibilities, or you're done with all your stuff?
Oh, I had a couple finals.
Finals.
Yeah, I got a final next week, week after, and then I think the week after that. But after that, I think I'm set. I think June 10th is my last one, actually.
No. Physics.
Miss Stankunas knows his
I'm not being racist.
schedule here.
No, the final
Final?
is 18th.
Oh,
Sorry.
June 18th is my last final.
He's,
I didn't know it was that late. Katie hasn't talked to us about that yet.
Well, Gabe, as you leave, and again, as you look back at, all of it, you did great. Like you're looking at it, but where does the Yellowstone trip? Where is that going to fit into all of this?
Definitely the top 10 activities I've done.
Yeah.
Maybe probably even top 5. It was an amazing experience with all the wildlife, friends, everything.
You've gone on the Adirondack trips also.
Yes, 3
Yeah.
times now.
Wow. So you know these guys. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a comfortability there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I've done field studies with Stank for this summer's gonna be my 5th year now. I've had Hyziak as a teacher a couple times, gotten to know him on all the trips. It's definitely a comfortability with this group of people.
Cool people doing cool things there. What's something you learned about these 2 adults over your time there?
In Yellowstone,
Yeah.
apparently Hyziak's poop doesn't stink.
It wasn't part of the analysis, is that right?
No.
No, that was
We
the
did
budget.
learn that vegetarian life forms, their fecal matter does significantly not stink as much as people who eat meat and other animals who eat meat.
Interesting. Was that one of the formal observations?
If you watch the video, it's definitely in there.
All right, we're gonna have to get that video in the chat there. Nothing like ending with Gabe Torres talking about poop here. So awesome. Well, Gabe, I wish you the best at RIT. Biomedical engineering. What type of jobs where's that going to bring you to? Where's that going to
Hopefully, it brings me towards a job in creation and design of prosthetics. That's my big goal. in life.
Yeah, you told me that. That's right. Do you have in your family? Do you have someone that has a prosthetic or has lost?
Not directly like in my blood family, but one of my mom's closest friends uses a prosthetic leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just about it.
Do you see the ability in our lifetime that we might be able to grow those limbs, or do you see that stuff happening down the road where we can replicate those type things if someone loses one?
Possibly. There's a lot of studies going on right now about regrowing certain organs and such that are harder to create synthetically.
Mm-hmm.
So there's probably more research directed in the organ area of that expertise, but definitely could be a possibility.
Wow. This guy's going to do great things here. You've been a great student and certainly a carrier of poor pride.
Thank you.
Gabe Torres, everybody. Gabe, why don't you bring us home with the show here and end this with a go Port.
Go Port.
Bam. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. This was the Yellowstone trip, and just a great group here. Thanks, Gabe. Ms. Stankunas, any commercials for any activities that you have coming up? The summer program?
Yeah, so I
any
teach the
camps?
field.
Give us a little commercial.
So, I can do a commercial. I teach field studies. So anybody entering 9th grade as of this June. It's one college credit, and the district pays for it. And then it's a half credit for high school credit. And it is a college course, so it's got the extra 5% on weight. So if you're really concerned about your GPA, you get a little boost on that. Also, keep an eye out. There will be a youth volleyball clinic for grades 4 through 8, June 30th, July 1st, and July 2nd here between the high school and the middle school.
Oh.
So my boys and girls team will be running that. So I think that'll be a $75 fee, and I'll get that information out within the next week or
Yeah,
two.
send it to me and we'll
Yep,
get that out too. Yeah.
JJ, I'll get it out. So those two things. And then anybody next year, we will have the Outdoor Experience Club, which will be fun. We're going to do a big emphasis on safety, outdoor recreation, hiking, get a bunch of different trips in, and then Yellowstone in 2026.
Wow.
So 3 college credits, April 11th to April 17th.
You're going back.
We're going back,
Wow.
and it'll be a great opportunity for anybody that missed, because I know there were a lot of people that wanted to go this year. It is a 15-person cap, and it will be 3 college credits. So it's a great way to get 3 college credits in a week. And then it's kind of all my plugs. Do you want to do a robotics plug?
Come on.
Robotics.
Vex Robotics, right? I mean, it's pretty much done now, right?
Done now. We're in the works of hosting a scrimmage in early November here at Port Jervis.
Okay.
So we did one
In Port Jervis, in the Bannock Arena,
somewhere.
somewhere.
Not in the gym, because it's playoff time.
Got it.
So they're bumped.
Yep. But yeah,
Okay.
outdoor experience and Vex Robotics. Yeah.
And you could meet these 2 educators. Again, they're heavily involved in the activities here. So you don't just talk about activities at school, you're doing them as well. So this was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And thanks for everybody that made it this far on the podcast.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll get the video on the in the chat there.
Yeah, it'd be good. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Kyle Hyziak, Kasey Stankunas, everyone. Thanks for tuning in the podcast. Thanks for everyone who came out and voted. The budget passed. That's going to be ratified tonight at the school board meeting. So certainly thank you for your support. No School Friday. That's a Give Back Snow Day and Memorial Day weekend. So we're looking forward to that. Certainly a shout out to all of our men and women service men and women for Memorial Day. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. How about a Go Port?
Go for it.
Go for it.
Oh, come on one more time. How about a Go Port?
Go for it.
Bam.